I'm Dan Galusha and welcome to another edition of Dan's Fishing Tales. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a system of crankbaits put out by Bill Lewis Fishing. And actually these just few crankbaits, you can cover all the depths of water and be very productive. Now of course the first one, and the one that everybody knows, is the rattle trap. And that rattle trap is great because that's all depths. Because it sinks, it rattles, it just does everything. Fantastic search bait. And if I'm really wanting to fish fast and try to find something, you can't do much better than the rattle trap. And the nice thing about it, there's 3 different sizes. There's the ½ ounce, of course. Actually, there's more sizes than 3, but there's 3 basic ones. You've got your half, your quarter, and your eighth. The eighth, of course, is called a tiny trap, and then the mini trap is the quarter, and the half is your regular one. But there's also some bigger ones that you can use for other things, but we're not going to get into all of that, because there's also some diving baits they've got. They've got the MR12, which is a 12-footer, and I'm talking about depth-wise, the MR6, which is 6, and then they got the SB57, which is kind of between 3 and 5-6 feet in there somewhere, and I'm going to show them to you instead of just sitting here talking about them. Of course, the rattle trap you already know, and I've got all of mine in edge boxes, which makes it really nice because I can pull out pretty much anything I want. Now the regular one right here, of course, that's the ½ ounce size, and I've got some quarters in here too, because those are the main ones. I've got a separate box with the little eighths. And those I look at more finesse or crappie type fishing. And we'll set this over here because we want to get into those diving baits I was talking about. Now, you know, the diving baits, the nice thing about them is they do float, so you can fish shallow water even with a deep crankbait. You might not think about that. It gives it an entirely different sort of a retrieve and action, because you can rock the horse. This is what you can do. You take it and you pull it, and it'll go down like this and then come back and then go down, and you don't pull her real deep. But now this is the shallow one. This is the SB57, and you notice I got them marked on all of my boxes here like this. That's what's nice about these Plano edge boxes. Now here's the SB57 right here. It's got a squared off bill, which is perfect for fishing around like stump areas or anything like that you want to bounce off of. Great. And it's got kind of a squared off body, so in a roundabout way it makes it like one of the ones I used to always use, which was called a quarterback. And also, what was that one they called it? Anyway, it was a Rebel, I remember. An R of some sort anyway. But this one right here, like out here we got a lot of weeds that are down below the surface, and that this, I can use that rocking deal or take it real slow and bring it over the top of them. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing today because it is extremely windy, as you can tell. You may even be getting a lot of wind noise. Sorry about that. Now we're going to go to the deeper ones. Like I said, it doesn't really even take, I've got 3 tackle boxes here. That's it. I've got my quarters and halves in that one, the regular rattle trap. I've got, well, very few in here because I don't go with a lot of colors. I've got my basic colors, and that's it. It's usually a crawdad, bluegill type, and some sort of a shad. That's about it. Now, here's the deeper ones, the MR6s and MR12s. And here's the 12. Naturally, it's going to have a bigger bill, and you can see the profile. The profile's kind of got like a bluegill type profile, even, or shad sort thing, and the bill is a very good shaped bill. So this is the one that I was really talking about, the rocking horse. Bring her down, let it come back up. Bring her down, let it come back up, just like that. And the thing is it just doesn't come straight up. You got kind of a wobble, and you can hear these have got rattles. So not just the hooks, but the rattles too. In fact, I'll try to cover the hooks. Now you can hear that. Okay, it's got those two. And now here's the 6, the MR6. This to me is the best all-around bait. It has got just the right depth, at least for the areas I fish. And you can use this really well for a lot of shallow fish, or those that are just at the tops of like, and this is a fantastic color too, by the way. It's a shad type of color. Any of the fish that are suspended right at the tops of brush or something or other like that, you don't necessarily want to get this down into it, but you might want to tick the top of it. Same way as the weed beds that you got. And again, you can use that rocking horse retrieve. Another retrieve that you use on these deeper ones, well, actually any of them, because I use it on a rattle trap a lot, is to do a rip retrieve, where I take the rod, get my rod right here. I'll take my rod and I won't bring her in this way or rip it this way. I want to keep it at that same level, so I'll rip it to the side, just like this. And then reel up the slack, rip it to the side, reel up the slack, rip it to the side. With the rattle trap, all that does is zip, zip, zip. But with the others, with that, again, it gives it a pause and lets it come just for a split second, start to cut back up. A lot of the times, and I mean, I'd say good 80%, when the strike comes, is just when you pull that again. Now you may think you're hung. There's a little bit difference in some ways on the strike. You'll have, like, I call it a soft weight. Put your line up to the tree limb and push on it like that. You do a lot of the same thing in jig fishing. And when you get that type of feel, that's a fish. I mean, you know, bring her back, keep him down, because with the crankbait, keep that fish down. Don't have him jumping all over. You're probably going to lose him, because they can shake a crankbait much easier than they can like a plastic worm or that sort of thing. Anyway, this is some tips for you for the different types of Bill Lewis fishing lures. You got the rattle trap, the MR6, the MR12, and that SB57. You put those together and you got yourself a dynamic crankbait kit. And also, try out some of those edge boxes, because those are super with this sort of bait. I'm fishing a rattle trap right out here now. I turned the camera on so you can see. I got one on. Hopefully we're going to get him in. This is a tough day. Temperature's cold. At least the water is. I got one here. Hang on. Now that's not too bad. That's what I wanted to show you. This is the white bleeding shiner rattle trap. I got him twice, in fact. But I had him on. I wanted to get the camera on. That was a problem, trying to get that on, because as you can tell, I've changed directions just a little bit. Wind's blasting here like crazy. Figured they'd be down here on this windy shore. There he is. Nice fish for sure. So we're going to release him, get him back in the water. And I'm going to try to get another one in these windy conditions. Like I said, the wind is blowing down here. I think they're laying right into that area. I've got another one, same area, very, very windy. This one might be about the same size, not sure. They're extremely close to the area where the wind's really pounding that shore. That's one reason this rattle trap's working. As you can tell, I got him way out there. I mean, because that shore's over here and I'm parallel. Oh, there he is. Now, he's not as big as that last one, I don't think. Nope, but he's fish. There we go. Another one on that same rattle trap. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you. I mean, this sort of a day, that's what you're going to do. You're going to use that. I'm probably not going to use any of those others that you've seen. No, not very big, but for the type of day it is, I'm happy. Because basically I just wanted to come out and show you what things we're doing with that as far as this crankbait system I've got. And but it seems like if I get really close, if I go down here and pretty much parallel, I mean within I don't know, 1 to 3 foot of water. And this water temperature isn't any more than about 43 at the most. There's one, right there. Yeah, and it's the same distance right here. And they are hitting that thing. You want to look out when you got a handful of treble hooks possible. But like I said, I'm using that bleeding shiner as a bleeding bait type hooks. It's a white one. They've got them in chartreuse too, but I have had a lot of luck with this white one like this. And gotta get that hook out of there. There we go. Like I said, you know, nothing huge, but hey, I'm not gonna gripe. He'd be a keeper in a tournament anyway, so you know, just nothing to really hit heavy, but at least good. Yep. Oh, that one's off. He hit. I'm going to try down there again. I really think my best fishing is, I mean, definitely along where the wind is. And like I said, when you got these windy conditions, these rattle traps, you just cannot beat them. That's all there is to it. Well, it started out, as you know, just to pretty much give you a basic idea of this great crankbait system that Bill Lewis Fishing has, with the different ones that we had, the MR6 and 12 and the SB 57, and of course the rattle traps. And then I thought, you know, I'm going to start doing some fishing just in case. And as you've seen what happened with the fish, hey, I'm happy. There's not a lot, but man, I mean, we are getting pounded with wind. This is 45, maybe some 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Trying to find the exact location. I'm down here now in a bay that's a little bit quieter because I wanted to do that. So anyway, you can see what it does. Again, this is the one I was actually using, was this bleeding shiner, white bleeding shiner. They all work great, but there's just times and places that something works the best. And I've just, on a windy day like this, on this particular lake, right now the weeds really have not taken hold really good, although I'm picking up quite a few. You probably noticed on that first fish I had, he had a pretty good chunk of weeds on there. So, and of course, like I said, I've been catching them right up next to shore. They haven't done real well casting way out. So anyway, I might do some more fishing. Until next time, get out in the water and enjoy a great day of fishing.